Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. I got a call last weekend from a couple friends of mine that I've known for several years. They're avid bass fishermen. They live down in the Albany area, and they had come up to fish Black Lake. Now, these two guys, I'll just give you their first names, Jerry and Vinny. They have won or placed high in our Big Bass Blowout every year. They come up here to fish that event. They fish a lot of the other events, but they were here on Black Lake to enjoy themselves, to just sort of kick back, to phase down, because they both have important jobs that cause a lot of stress and require a lot of give and take in their life. So they're on Black Lake. They wanted me to go fishing with them. I didn't really have a chance, but Linda and I went over to see them. They were at the Cedar Grove, and we talked for about an hour and a half. One of the things that they said was that they had found that over the last year on the St. Lawrence River, and they fished several tournaments, and these guys are good. They said, you know what? We believe that every bass that we caught had been caught before, because we could see on each one, we're talking smallmouth now, where they had been fizzed. So what does all that mean? To me, it was eye-opening. It was an amazing sort of insight discovery that I had from that conversation, because what that means is that the fish that we catch have probably been caught by somebody else. And the very fact that they can keep being caught is a testament to what we do to keep them alive. It's a testament to catch and release. Catch and release is really the future of our fishing sport. And there's so many elements that go in catch and release. The type of tackle you use, whether you put those fish in a live well or you don't, everything from how you handle them, how long they're kept out of the water. But here is the real key to everything. These fish, these smallmouth bass that have made our area famous, live in deep, moving water. And if we're good at catching them, especially in the summer months, we have to be good at techniques like drop shotting that allow us to take these fish out of their deep haunts, their deep current haunts where they stay most of the time, bring them up, and either put them in the boat or at least handle them and put them back in the water. But before we put them back in the water, we need to release the pressure that comes from them coming from deep to shallow. It's too sudden, and it causes the bends. It causes that tremendous buildup of pressure in them from the gases, and it can kill them, just like it would if we were diving and didn't employ the proper measures of coming from deep to shallow. And so by fizzing, by sticking a needle into them at the right spot and releasing those gases, we allow them to come almost back to life is what it means. So the fact that so many, and you can see the scar on the side of the fish where the needle went in, where we fizzed them. But this is really, really an important point to make. We have to protect this fishery. Through my life, there's been so many famous waters, and I can use Lake Okeechobee in Florida as one of the prime examples. When I was younger, there was all these gigantic 10-pound bass that were being caught out of Lake Okeechobee. And it was in all the papers, the magazines. And remember, this was before the internet, really. But everybody said, oh, this lake is so huge, and there's so many big bass there. Fishing can never hurt them. And so you'd see pictures of fishermen with stringers of these monster fish that they caught. Well, guess what? Each year, there seemed to be less of these great big giant bass in that lake. And like every other lake I've ever heard of where fishing pressure exceeds the ability of those fish to reproduce themselves. And remember, to get to be 10 pounds takes quite a bit of time. And so the fishing in that lake went from absolutely heavenly to very mundane and very average, and all those big fish seemed to disappear. Well, they didn't disappear. They were taken. And so we have to learn from our history, and that's why catch and release is so important. We have done an amazing job in trying to protect these fish in the St. Lawrence River, but we have to continue to do that. And every tournament that we bring here, especially tournaments from people in the South. They don't have this kind of fishing down there. They don't fish for smallmouth in deep, moving water, and so they're not aware of what happens to them. We have to teach them. We have to assure that they know how to release the pressure, and it's our responsibility, maybe even more than theirs, that we insist that these rules be followed. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.